Hey YouTube, it's Justin, aka Demonic Sweaters, here with another electronic drum video today. You may have seen some of my other videos already about my Tama Club Jam flyer that I converted to an electronic kit. And one video actually I didn't show you guys. I never actually finished the video, but I guess I'm past that point right now. But I actually made my own dual zone snare trigger here. It works really well, but what I want to do is kind of redo it, but I'm going to make it an internal version instead of an external version. So quickly, let me just explain how I did the external version first. This part that you see here by Pin-Tec is something called a trigger trap. And these are basically, you can buy from Pin-Tec for $11. And all it does is just holds down the trigger, basically. So it's got a little piece of foam there, but I actually added some more foam. And then my trigger, all I did was just use a couple of piezos, like these here. You can get these on Amazon for really cheap, like $7 for like a bag of 10 or more. I forget, there's a lot, but I'll post some links down below to all this stuff. These are very inexpensive. So I used the piezo and basically just put a quick little piece of, not quick, but a little piece of gaffer's tape on the head. And then I put the piezo on top of that and then put another piece of gaffer's tape on top of the piezo. And then just basically pinned it down with this Pin-Tec thing, trigger trap. And here, well, we'll go over the wiring too, but I have a second piezo on the shell of the drum, which is taped. It's just basically just taped on the side right here. And actually this was working really, really well. So what I want to do is kind of redo it. And you may have noticed I don't have a bottom head on here anymore. Well, I have basically the outside of one. I just cut it out. This allows me to not have to stuff the drum full of anything. If they're empty, you know, and air can pass through, the mesh head alone keeps it from double triggering and it works just fine like that. So after I figured that out, I was looking through my parts of stuff and I noticed I had this piece left over from when I had my Alesis Nitro mesh. Basically, I used these L brackets to keep the kick drum from sliding, and I had this screwed into the platform right in front of the kick drum pad. So I had this left over, and I was just curious if it would work, you know, on any of the screw holes inside of this snare. And it actually fits just perfectly. If you look here, I don't know if you can see that. It fits well, almost pretty perfectly to these two screws right here that hold on this extra mount that is on this snare drum in case you want to mount it onto a snare. And so what I can do is actually use this, and I'm going to use some foam from a sponge. It's just a common dish sponge. And then some gaffer's tape again. And then I have this little jack right here, some wire. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm basically just going to have a trigger up against the top head from the bottom this time. And then I'm going to do one on the shell to pick up the rim shot. So I think it should work. You know, the one on the outside works perfectly. And it's basically the same thing. It's just going to be on the inside of the drum. And so, yeah, I'm going to do that. And I'll show you guys how I do this whole thing. So maybe you can make one too, or you know, just find the video entertaining. Anyway, here we go. Before we continue, I just wanted to mention that this video is sponsored by DistroKid. DistroKid are a great service to get your music on all the streaming services such as Spotify, Apple Music, Google Music, and everything else basically for one low annual fee. They have other great services such as lyric synchronization, Spotify playlists, and all kinds of cool stuff to help you get your music to as many people as possible. So definitely check out DistroKid. There's a link down below. If you sign up with my link, you get an extra 3% off the already low annual fee. Anyway, be sure to check out DistroKid. It's a really great service. I use them myself. All right, so the first thing we're gonna wanna do, obviously, is wire everything together. So you're gonna need some wire cutters if you don't have them. Strippers, preferably, ones that have multiple sizes that you can strip wire with. That helps. I have a bunch of 1/4" extra tip ring sleeve cables that I'm going to use for extra wire, because what I want to do, this is my jack. I got these from Amazon, but what I want to do is give myself some extra wire so I can basically dangle this out of the drum. So I want to cut a piece of this, I don't know, maybe about a foot. Let's go with that. That's probably good. Now, fortunately, somebody just sent me, I ordered something and they sent a bunch of extra cables with it, so that's why I had this lying around. You can always just order wire, or use any wire that you have, an old power cable or speaker wire or anything really will work. But this is good because it has all of the connections will match up with the jack, which is why I wanted to use this. Just kind of prep it on both sides so I don't have to do this once anything is soldered. Okay, wire is prepped. So let's go ahead and connect that one end to the jack. So ground is going to be the bare wire. I think I have a little bit too much. Let me cut some of that off. I could use some better soldering tools. Something to hold all this stuff would help. Alright, that looks pretty good. Now let's do... I had to write down what the ring and what the tip was. So the ring is square. So ring, I'm going to do red. Just have to remember that. Red for ring. So let's do red. Red wire. Alrighty. Ring for red, and then white will be tip. Alright, so this is going to be the piezo for the head. And to do this one, what I need to do is wire the inner circle to the ring, and then the outer circle to the tip. So to do that, all we have to do is connect red to red, and then black to white. Alright, and that'll be that. And then for the rim, this one needs to do the inner circle, needs to go to the sleeve, which is the ground, and then the outer circle goes to the ring. So inner circle bare, inner circle bare. Also, I have to remember which one is which. Oh, I should mark that. Okay, so let me get my marker. That way I know not to put the wrong one on the wrong spot. That would be bad. Okay, now this black wire from the rim, outer wire needs to go to ring, which was red. And again, I'll put the diagram for you guys to see this. Where you can just download the diagram. I don't know this by heart. I mean, I just looked it up online and figured it out. Okay, so let's solder those 3 connections. Oh no, I screwed up. Ah. Okay, well, at least I didn't solder it yet. I forgot to put on the sleeve for the jack. So, rats. Okay, well, that's alright. I just have to reconnect all of these again. At least I didn't solder it yet. Okay, that is that. Now let's seal those off with some electrical tape. Yeah. And I think I'm done with my soldering iron, so I can unplug that. Okay, got it all hooked up. And now we just need to test it. But here's the trigger for the head. This one that you see here is actually the one that's on the top. So like I said, I'm going to leave that on there for now until after I test. And then goes up through here. And then the other one I put a little bit closer to where I usually hit my rim shot. So it's not as close to this one, you know, just to reduce the chances of mistriggering. But I think it should be fine. The other one was pretty close to it and never mistriggered really. So I think it should be all right. But we'll find out here in a second. So let's hook it up and see. Oh, and also the cable, you can see, just kind of dangles out of the bottom of the drum, which I think that's okay. I mean, yeah, there could probably be cleaner solutions, but it'll look better than it does right now. Alright, that's the way you can make a dual zone snare trigger. Very simple design, easy to do at home. Yeah, it works pretty well. You know, like on the Alesis Nitro module, it doesn't have a lot of settings as far as re-triggering and things like that. So you kind of have to, if you're using a Nitro module, you kind of have to play with the pressure of, you know, the amount of foam you have underneath the trigger. Because you might have noticed it was double triggering a little bit. And my other one did that at first too until I got the pressure on it just right, and then it kind of seemed to stop double triggering. So I'll have to mess with this one a bit still to make it, you know, perfect. But it does, you know, the dual zones work perfectly. You could see that the, you know, never any time when I was hitting the snare it would trigger the rim and vice versa. It just works really well like that. So anyway, thanks for watching everybody. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon, thumbs up, and all that stuff. Just so you get notified every time I upload new content. Did I say upload? Upload new content. But anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. And don't forget to check out my music. You can stream me on Apple Music or Spotify or anything like that. Just search Demonic Sweaters or Minnesota, which is my other project. So check that out down below as well. There's links down there you can click on. And once again, thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see y'all really soon. Later.